Technology is paramount in creating a level playing field, and we all understand this. COVID-19 pandemic has shown this to the entire world. It has accelerated the digital transformation around the globe. But digital divide in countries like India is real. It means that technology must be accessible and affordable. With that in mind, last year in 2020, when the pandemic just hit the world, Microsoft India, in partnership with Department of Empowerment for Persons with Disabilities, Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, Department of Science and Technology, EarnIt, along with our implementation partner Nasscom Foundation, launched this initiative called Innovate for Accessible India, a nationwide challenge to foster local innovation. The initiative was designed to bring out innovative technology solutions for persons with disabilities from India that can enable and empower them and has a potential to scale internationally.
Inclusion has always been a part of Nasscom Foundation's work. Innovate for Accessible India is an offshoot of our social innovation program called the Nasscom Social Innovation Forum, where we help young and social entrepreneurs to be able to scale up their ideas.
Over the years, DST has laid strong foundation and building blocks for nurturing research, innovation, entrepreneurship and incubation across the country. However, as a country, we do face multiple challenges and problems. We have a sizable population of differently abled community in the country, and they need to be empowered with solutions which gives them ample opportunities to build up capabilities in employability sector, mobility, healthcare and rehab. We have been partnering with multiple organizations in the public-private partnership domain to scout and support innovative solutions.
EarnIt India in the accessibility front has been the pioneers with projects for almost a decade and has been leading with its around 600 websites having been developed to be made accessible across the country. In this Innovate for Accessible India project, we have been supporting and mentoring as well as providing the much needed guidance to the participants who were selected.
Innovate for Accessible India was a platform that brought together eminent professionals as jury members and mentors to guide the winning startups on their research and developments of the solution, market direction, and helping them to enhance the product life cycle using modern technologies like artificial intelligence and machine learning.
This was a very rigorous process. We had multiple applications, multiple rounds of application, multiple jury rounds, and at the end of it, we have winners who have been creating change.
They will have the participants ready.
To me, the sensitivity, specificity above 90% is good enough to go.
Let me talk about a few of these winners of this initiative. The first one, a winner of e-governance and accessibility category, an established startup called Signable Communications Private Limited.
At Signable, we try to be the voice of the deaf, as there are 18 million people in India who are deaf or hard of hearing, and there are only 350 sign language interpreters. Our main focus at Signable is to bridge the gap between the deaf and sign language interpreter community in India.
People ask me, why are we doing something for the deaf? Now, the ability of a person to be able to communicate, to be able to talk, to be able to partake in commercial activities, to get what their rights are, to actually have a job, all of this is enabled by communication. Our product is built to be simple, it's built to be intuitive. It's a bit like using WhatsApp. On one side you have a video call between deaf person and the sign language interpreter. On the other hand, the interpreter is having an audio call with the person. So basically a deaf person picks up the app, makes a call, their past history or any new number, or they can have a face-to-face call. And then immediately an interpreter comes on and the interpreter understands what they want, and a call is connected with the hearing person. And then the call takes place. There's simultaneous interpretation going on in sign language and person talking different languages depending on who the person has requested. So we cover 9 languages at the moment, most of the major Indian languages plus English. And we get about 1,000 calls per day. And so when we showed it to deaf people, they were just absolutely amazed. Our vision for the future is to take this absolutely across India. We want more people to learn sign language. We want more deaf people to learn sign language. We want to go beyond India. Eventually, it's about giving people the voice to make their own decisions, to take part in society as they can, and we really think technology is going to help them do this.
My next example is of an early stage startup, which won in the category of education as well as AI for good. The organization name is Blink Foundation.
Me being a dyslexic myself, and to identify my difficulty took 6 to 8 months back 20 years before. That was the main reason we started this initiative to identify dyslexic children in a more inclusive and accessible manner. How we go about doing it is with a simple app. So this platform is called as D-Learners because all the different styles of learning children can actually use this platform, and we call this as an accessible tool for any parent or a child to use because they use it in their own homes and using their own languages to have all the instructions in their own languages to create the intervention more powerful. And we focus 3 different styles of learning for them. Modes of learning. This is reading, writing and arithmetics. That's called a 3R approach. And we also developed this whole ecosystem of learning in the base point of VAKT, visual, auditory, kinesthetic and tactile learnings. D-Learners has both offline and online platforms. Most of these children having specific learning disabilities have this tactile way and kinesthetic way of learning. So we kind of created a lot of jumping and learning tools we call this multi-sensory learning.
Every year 3 lakh wheelchairs are sold in India. 95% of them are of the concept of one size fits all. They damage health, restrict mobility and severely lower the self-confidence of the person. We travelled across 40 locations in India and interacted with close to 200 wheelchair users. We found 2 glaring problems with indoor and outdoor mobility. We thought, why can't we solve the problem by having a product which offers the benefit of both indoors and outdoors mobility. NeoMotion is here to transform it through its products NeoFly and NeoBolt. NeoFly is a personalized wheelchair, 18 customizations based on the user's health, their lifestyle and their body measurement ensures that a person will have a great posture. It's very efficient to propel and it's compact, making narrow places accessible. NeoBolt is a motor-powered scooter. It converts NeoFly into a safe, roadworthy vehicle which can be attached by the user independently within seconds. With NeoBolt, wheelchair users can go out into the world independently. They can visit shops, they can go to offices, malls and really live life to the fullest. Innovations like this are very important to ensure that India becomes accessible, wheelchair users are able to do more. There is a long way to go in this journey. These are our initial products and we have a lot more to come in the future.
We started Kickstart 6 years back and we have done over 100,000 rides. Typically, we've been operating with large vehicles and one of the issues that we've had while operating with the large vehicles is that it was not catering to people from the bottom of the pyramid. So it's essentially because the cost of the vehicle is very, very high. The operating costs are very high. We developed Kickstart Gati, which is a low-cost vehicle. It is an electric vehicle with a capability to run anywhere between 80 to 100 kilometers per charge. Imagine auto rickshaws today. We want to get to the point where the rides for people with disabilities become that much more accessible, where you can just hail a ride and it becomes a commonplace. So the vehicle that we've designed is to ensure that when it is operating for somebody who's a wheelchair user, it can operate for them. But when it is not being used for a wheelchair user, it can also be used for able-bodied people. Therefore, anybody who's investing in the vehicle is also able to make ends meet. So that is the whole idea behind this innovation. With this innovation, we really want to see millions of people getting accessible, safe and dignified means of transportation. Essentially, you're looking at a much better quality of life. That's what we are looking at by this innovation. And it is so important to innovate for accessibility, because look at the opportunity. One in 7 person in the world, right, is a person with a disability, right? It is a massive market and these people need solutions.
Divyangjan India app and portal is a unified solution that we came out with for the problem of more than 2 crore Divyangjan in this country who lack various employment related information or entrepreneurship related information. So through this solution we are trying to provide one-stop solution for all Divyangjan related information related to employment, self-employment and entrepreneurship opportunities. And we had set up a help desk wherein persons with disabilities can log in through our app or through web, or they can do a missed call wherein we support them to create their profiles, where the matchmaking with the corporates and matchmaking with mentors and other gig economy related services will be provided. So when it comes to accessibility, digital accessibility is the most important thing, and through this solution we are trying to create that digital accessibility. The IAI challenge is actually provided as a platform to create challenges into opportunities, and this process has been very useful for us.
When it comes to accessing jobs, persons with intellectual disabilities are the most disadvantaged when it comes to getting a job which is meeting their aspirations. What the product My Dost is going to do is it empowers the individual with intellectual disability with clear instructions on what is to be done as you sequence the task. The employer can actually program, and the app will help the individual to how the tasks are to be executed. So this completely makes the individual independent and to perform the task. We are talking about a huge market of lakhs of people with intellectual disabilities who are not accessing these jobs. This product is going to make them employable and create opportunities for this group of individuals.
And one of the biggest challenges we understood is the lack of books in the schools, because the braille books which are used by the children are costly to make. They need a special paper and a special machine to make them, and also they are bulky, like a typical braille book is 6 times a normal book. So what really happens is there are a lot of there is a lack of books in the school, so they don't get to read enough, and that affects their their educational prospects as well as job prospects. Hexis is a simple portable electronic braille book reader. It's a battery based device. It has 4 keys, it has 14 cells. So you basically read a book line by line by touching it on the screen, and you can pan left or right. It's a simple way of navigating the content, and you can download the content from which is sent by your teacher or your parent, and it stays in the device. So it's something like a Kindle for braille Kindle for the blind children. So the content is downloaded into the Hexis, and it can be taken and read like anywhere. That's the way Hexis works. It has a long battery life, which will allow the children to use it many days, without charging the device. So it's important that we innovate for accessible India come up with, understand the unmet needs of the differently enabled people in India, come up with products and services which are of relevance here, and therefore this program is extremely important, and making the differently enabled people to be as equal citizens, as provide them the support and the the help needed, so that they are equal, they feel equal, and they are able to see the opportunities and use them as anybody else. So this program, particularly Nasscom's help is helping us to get the visibility as well as the leverage of the context of Nasscom, and it's extremely useful for us to reach out to the external world.
So the process is this: the innovators now are going to get a small cash award and also a very structured mentored and training program for the 6 months, where they'll be helped to concentrate on their scaling up plans and also ensuring that they create depth into the market.
Accessibility is core to our mission at Microsoft of empowering every person and every organization on the planet to achieve more. We continue to work with professionals, partners, and governments around the world to strengthen the ecosystem for persons with disabilities through such innovative programs and partnerships to bring more inclusive technologies to the world and create more empowerment for persons with disabilities.